Joining us with reaction, former Washington Attorney General and King 5 political analyst, Republican Rob McKenna. Rob, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, Joyce, thank you.
Didn't take long for the jury to reach that verdict. Is it what you expected?
It is, because the evidence during the trial was really strong that Hunter Biden was using drugs in the weeks leading up to his gun purchase and used drugs in the days after he purchased the gun, even though he checked the box saying he was neither using drugs nor addicted to drugs. So the evidence seemed to be pretty overwhelming, and the quick turnaround by the jury kind of validates that conclusion.
The Biden camp, as you know, has been calling this politically motivated. We heard the jurors say that that was absolutely not the case. To those who say it's about politics, what do you say to them?
I'd say that it's the easiest dodge in the world to claim it was just political. But the fact is, Hunter Biden and his lawyers came close to negotiating a plea deal where he would have faced no gun charges. He would have pleaded to misdemeanor tax charges. And then they couldn't agree on some of the details of the plea agreement. It fell apart. And now he's been convicted of charges that at maximum could lead to 25 years in prison, although I think everyone agrees that he will either get no prison time or just a fraction of that as a first-time offender.
But of course, you know, there's the upcoming tax evasion case out of California, so we'll see what happens with that, and also expected to happen before the election. So how might this impact the presidential race for either Biden or Trump?
I was just looking at the most recent polling, really an average of polls on the Real Clear Politics website. And the race at this point is separated by 0.5% between Trump and Biden. Trump has a 0.5% lead if you average all the recent polls that have been done, which means that small things and of course, big things will have a real impact on this race. It's hard to tell whether the son of the president being convicted is a small or a big thing, but it's certainly a bad thing for President Biden. He can't afford more bad news. And of course, neither can Trump. And Trump is facing more criminal cases, but he's probably not going to be on trial the rest of this year, given the status of those other cases. Whereas Hunter Biden is scheduled to go to trial on tax evasion charges this fall. The timing really couldn't be worse for the president, because the fact is the person on trial is named Biden, and it can't help but have an effect in a very tight race.
I think that's what's really top of mind for a lot of people is this notion that the Justice Department has been weaponized and the danger of sort of perpetuating that idea. What do you say to those who are arguing that the Justice Department's been weaponized and this is an example of that?
Well, it's hard to understand how the Biden Justice Department will be weaponized to prosecute Hunter Biden. That just doesn't make any sense at all. Merrick Garland appointed a special counsel, and the former U.S. attorney who had been investigating the case prior to Biden's election, and I think that he was is a well-regarded prosecutor. He's doing what prosecutors are asked to do, which is to prosecute crime. And buying a gun while you are addicted to drugs, using drugs, is a serious offense. I mean, the biggest problem a lot of people think we've had in this country is prosecutors who aren't willing to do their job by filing and prosecuting crimes. So I just don't think it makes any sense to claim that Hunter Biden's prosecution and conviction in this case is the weaponization of the DOJ. That's the argument that Trump supporters are making. And they even made it, strangely, in connection with the New York case where Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. Of course, that was not a Department of Justice case at all. It was a New York District Attorney case. So there's a lot of nonsense out there. I think we do have to worry about the politicization of the DOJ, regardless of who's in charge. And I think that President Trump in his first term did some harm by attempting to weaponize the Department of Justice for his own ends. So now his supporters are turning around and saying it's Biden Sr. who's doing that, and I don't think that there's a strong case to be made for that.
Rob McKenna, we always appreciate your analysis and perspective on all of this. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Joyce.
Appreciate you.